When soul singer and black activist Sam Cooke wrote the lyrics to his song, "A Change Is Gonna Come," it was very direct and to the point. With some changes to it, the song was still digestible. In the year 2019, black folks continue to go through the change rather than direct the change. A community activist named Taalik Ibn'rad has made an appeal similar to what Sam Cooke was asking for. A change. It's said that the meek shall inherit the earth. We ask when. When will the landlords give the meek a free lease? Mr. Ibn'rad is humbly asking for the state of Mississippi. President Trump has already had sit-downs with the wrong representatives of the black community. How about a real discussion with a true grassroots African American? Join and organize Operation Exodus Mississippi today, or become a supporter.
And as far as that goes, I mean, you know.
The short topic that I've chosen is the reality of reparations. So let's just knock this out the box real quick. Because clearly, those who are seeking reparations, you did not get the memo. So you're going to get it now. One of the things that you hear from the mouths of those who are seeking reparations. Now, mind you, come on now. The idea of reparations. I am not against reparations. I am pro-reparations. There's no reason why I should not want, and we should not want or expect reparations. There's nothing wrong with that, y'all. On the surface, that's cool. No problem. So don't come here talking crap to me because I am with you. There's no reason why I should be against reparations. Nobody who is a descendant of slaves born in America, nobody should be against reparations. Now, there are those who say that the so-called black people in America, we don't need no reparations, and lift yourself up from your own bootstraps and blah, blah, blah. We can live without it. The sad thing is, those would be the first people in line should you fight and win what we call reparations. They would be the first ones in line. They would be right there in line, filling out the applications, trying to show that they are descendants of slaves born in America. I don't like hypocrites. I really don't. You have so many folks that's just hypocrites. So don't put me in that lot. Don't put me in that category, because I will stand with you in the fight for reparations. However, on this channel, we have to look at things realistically. The number one thing that y'all say is this nation owe us reparations. That's where your problem lies. This nation don't owe you nothing. Well, What about the slavery? What about this? What about Jim Crow? What about the black codes? What about Tulsa? They don't owe you nothing. They don't owe you nothing because this is a criminal nation. What criminal? It's very few criminals that commit a crime and pay reparations. They attempt to heal the damage that they cause. There are thousands and thousands of people in prison and jails right now who have caused serious harm to people. The only thing they're going to do is serve their time, and they have no interest in doing nothing to heal the harm that they cause to their victims. It's very rare that you will see a criminal attempt to heal the harm that they cause. So your mistake is your belief that this nation that you live in is going to do that. They have not given us anything since the end of slavery. In fact, they even stole what little that we was able to work for when they created those freedom banks. Remember the freedom banks? And the slave trusted these devils and put their money in these banks, and these bastards stole our money. But do you think they're going to give it back? No, they're not. Because you're dealing with criminals. You are living in a criminal nation. A criminal don't owe you nothing. So you're wasting your time. If they wanted to give you reparations, they would have done it way back after the Civil War, when our ancestors really, really needed the help. Instead of giving our ancestors right after or during Reconstruction reparations, they decided to steal and create the black codes and Jim Crow. That's what they done. And you going to the same children of the people that done that have the same mindset and mentality. There have been, to my knowledge, a few attempts at reparations, bills for reparations or whatever. Matter of fact, there have been attempts at an official apology. Look, how are you going to get reparations and these demons have not even apologized for slavery? To my knowledge, they have not apologized for Jim Crow, the black codes, Tulsa, Oklahoma, or all the evil that these bastards, excuse me, for the children. I am so sorry. Look. Sorry, little children. But see, your adults, your elders, can't get it through their thick head that you're dealing with criminals. You're not going to get that from criminals. They owe you nothing. Matter of fact, when you're dealing with somebody who has character, somebody that has integrity, you don't even have to ask for reparations. They know what has happened, they understand, and they have that in their heart, and they do that. They would have done that long time ago. These people are not interested in no reparations. I don't care how you go to court. I don't care how you present your case. I don't care what you say. On top of that, there's another factor. They have no respect for you. You don't mean nothing to them. You are not an economic power. You don't control nothing. You're just some beggars in the way. And that's how they see you. That's how they view us, as a bunch of beggars. And why do you want reparations? You want reparations so that you can become instantly rich. That's the main reason. A whole bunch of greedy ass folks you don't really give a damn about what happened to your ancestors, because the purpose of reparations is to heal the damage that was caused to us as a people, and going out and buying a damn Cadillac, buying a brand new house, and all this other stuff that y'all want to do, trying to copy and be like your slave master. That's not what reparations is supposed to be about. But that's all what these suckers really want. That's why they want reparations. They don't give a damn about our fathers being castrated, our mothers being raped, our children being fed to alligators, all the evil, all the wicked things that have happened to us in this country, the discrimination in housing and employment, all those different things. These suckers only want reparations so they can go to Gucci and buy a Gucci bag. That's what they want. So I'm not against reparations, but I am telling you, you're not going to get that from a criminal. You're living in a criminal nation, and you really are embarrassing to us, begging. Massa, you owe us reparation. We pick cotton, Massa. They already know what has happened. They know that you pick cotton. They know all these different things. They know about Jim Crow. They know about the wicked things they have done. So what? Don't owe your nigga ass nothing. And you can't get that through your thick head. These people have no compassion. They have no mercy. They don't care about you. They hate your guts. The only chance that you have of getting reparations is that you take it and be smart at what you do, and that's what the Mississippi campaign represents. But because you a beggar, you don't understand that. Because you really lazy, you don't understand that. You want somebody just to put something on the table. You're dealing with criminals, you gotta work for it. They're not going to make nothing easy for you. Nothing. How the hell you gonna call me a coon and an agent because I'm telling you the truth about how you are looking at reparations when you the beggar? You the one going to the enemy, begging and hoping one day, they gonna do the right thing. They have not done the right thing over 400 years. And you have not done the right thing and don't want to do the right thing. Because if you do the right thing, you get everything that you deserve. But you'd rather beg, and you'd rather wait for some spook, or Sunday, Louis Farrakhan said he's the Jesus Christ, so you're waiting for Farrakhan, the real Jesus Christ, to do something for you. Well, y'all keep waiting. Because clearly you're not getting the memo. These people are not interested in you. Why should they give you reparations? For what? You don't control or have no effect or influence on their life at all. You are no threat to them. So why should they respond to you? Because you beg. And you look really pathetic begging these people. You didn't get the memo? Apparently not. So don't expect me to join your platform and become a professional beggar, because it's not happening here. Reparations, nothing wrong with reparations. Again, if a person has integrity, it's just like this. If I run into your car and you're not around, I will put a note on your car with my insurance information and everything so you can get your car repaired. But you're dealing with people who will run into your car, hit and run and take off. That's what they do. That's the type of mentality. And you begging and pleading to somebody with that type of mentality. It's not going to happen. They're not going to give you a dime. They hate your guts. They wish you was dead. Get out of my way. They have no respect for you at all. This is a criminal nation. Criminals don't pay reparations, people. But keep going doing what you're doing. I hope that you get it. Maybe they might have a change of heart. I'm not going to wait. We've been waiting for these folks to have a change of heart over 400 years. I really doubt if they're going to all of a sudden change. What they say, a leopard don't change its spots or something to that effect. Very interesting topic. Yes, I dislike the black race. Just the title, when they see somebody as dark-skinned as myself and that title, of course, just that combination will upset a whole lot of folks. That Negro full of self-hatred. That Negro hate black people. Look at it, as dark as he is. Coons forever. Sambos forever. Oh, wow. Silly people, but hey, I'm used to it. But let's knock this off real quick. Yes, I dislike black people. I dislike the black race, rather. There's a little funny skit that our friend Tariq Nasheed does, Crispy the Puppet. And in the song that opens up that skit for Crispy the Puppet, one of the lyrics is, have you ever met a person that hates his race? You've been searching high and low. Have you ever met a person that hates his race? Searching high and low. Have you ever met a person that hates his race? In the title, I say, I dislike the black race. The first question that comes to mind is, who put me in a race? Who made me black? That's the first question I need to ask. Have you ever met a person that hates his race? Who put me in this race? Who made me black? So you saying that I hate my race? Who put me in this race? Who made me black? Did so-called black people make yourself black and put you in this race? Who made you part of the black race? To my knowledge, there are no dark-skinned people on this planet that ever called themselves black or African or Negro or colored or none of these things. Another man has arrived. Another people who don't even look like you called you black. And so you have those people, I'm first black, unapologetically black, I'm African or whatever. These labels don't even come from dark-skinned people. These labels come from the European, your enemy for the last 400 years. So yes, I have a problem with being black. Yes, I have a problem with the black race. You should hate it because that's not you. That's no different than when you say, or when we saw Kuta Kinte got his butt whooped until he accepted Toby. There's no difference. Now, how come you have a problem with European names, Johnson, Mayflower, or whatever the European name that we have, but you don't have no problem with being black? Black did not come from no dark-skinned people. If we are so-called African, and Africans actually, if Africans actually taught us that we were Africans, first of all, they would not accept African because they know that that was a label forced on them by the colonialists, the conqueror of that continent. They know this. No dark-skinned person, no dark-skinned people taught us that we was African. It came from Europeans. And that label was even forced on the people of that continent. If they taught us what we are or what we claim to be, they would have told you that we are Ghanaian, Nigerian, Somalian. They would have gave us a specific label. They would not call us Africans because this is something they know. But when you believe, you don't know, you just say African in a relative term. You are not, you were given this label black and you ran with it. It was your enemy that made you black. It was your enemy that created this concept of race, and you accepted and you proud. Black power. Black comes from up out of racism. Black is European. It comes from nobody else had anything to do with the concept of race. The concept of race was created solely by Europeans. And it was adopted by other folks around the world because this man is in control of the world. And you adopt his science. You adopt the way he viewed life and the way he called things. Prior to racism, there was no dark-skinned people that called themselves black, African, colored, Negro, none of that stuff. There was no black race prior to races. And you accept that. And you want others to accept that. Then you want to turn around and call people coons and sambos when you are unapologetically black, black first. All that came from your slave master. You got some nerve to call somebody a coon and an Uncle Tom, and you are actually breeding, practicing the racism that the slave master gave you. That's the reason why, when you come to the Reality's Temple on Earth, this platform takes us up out of race and gives you a nation, gives you a tribe, which is the nation of soul, which is the people of soul, and takes you up out of that racist concept in an effort to make a people out of you. Because the black race is not a race. There is no black people. We are not a people. We are just a group of folks that just came out of slavery. We have made no attempt to make ourselves a people, let alone become part of some race. These are labels that we got from and we learned from the enemy, and y'all built on that. This did not come from dark-skinned people. This comes from races, which makes you a racist wannabe. And you want to be like them. Listen to your talk. Listen how you carry yourself. The only thing you have to do is take the black out of it and put white, because there's no difference between white supremacy and that first black, unapologetically black, and all this other black stuff that y'all talking about. There's no difference because you are a child. You are a child. You are the offspring of white or pink supremacy. That's what you are. And you proud of it. And you act like them. You think like them. You talk like them. You walk like them. Everything about you is like those races. but you think that you are different, you think that you are better, and you're not. So yeah, I dislike the black race because that's something that was forced on me. I did not ask to be black. Somebody else that don't even look like me put that label on you. You black. But the label did not come from a black person. It came from a racist. And you accept that and you proud of it. I'm black first. Black power, black supremacy. You got that from your slave master. Just like Kunta Kinte got Toby. But you don't see there's nothing wrong with being black. There's something wrong with being called Toby, but there's nothing wrong with being black. That's the same stuff, same thing. You're supposed to be a free man, free woman. So our ancestors that you claim that you respect, our ancestors in an attempt to become who they are and venture out into life as free people, created what we call soul. So you have Soul Train, Soul Food, and when we think about soul, there's only one people that you can think about. That's we who are the descendants of slaves born in America. This belongs to us. We named ourselves soul. It don't come from nobody except us, because we smart enough. We're intelligent enough. We don't need to copy nobody. We don't have to try to be somebody or something that we're not. If you free. But you black first, you're a black first slave. You unapologetically black slave. You're a black power slave. You're still dependent upon the science and the concepts of your massa. But you don't see that. You think you're different. You think you're going in a new direction and you're not. That's why your happy ass still here. That's the reason why you talk about separation, but you still here. That's why you talk about freedom, but you're still a slave. Because it belongs here with the races. Now I want you to come here and argue with me on this point. You cannot do it. You got to show and prove that black came from dark-skinned people. It did not. So why are you promoting it? There are no black people here. We are the people of soul. Didn't come from me. It came from our ancestors. It came from our people in recent times. I don't have to go back to Kemet. I don't have to go back to ancient Ethiopia or Timbuktu. It came from our people. Some of them are alive right now when they created soul. I am not a skin color. Don't label me as a skin color. I'm not limited to a skin color. I'm a human being. I'm part of a tribe of people that was born out of slavery. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't need to believe I'm a king and a queen and a god and a goddess until I do it with my hands. Then I would brag about what I do because I done it with my hands. I don't have to brag about what they did in Kemet and what somebody else did. I can brag about what I do and be proud in what you do with your own hands. But when your foundation is weak, then you have to, and you have done nothing, then you have to turn and talk about, look what we did in Kemet, what we did. What did you do in Kemet? You weren't even alive. What's your contribution? What's your connection to these things? You have none. Your only connection is to a slave, and there's nothing wrong with that because you don't have to stay a slave. But because you don't know how to come up out of slavery, then you got to brag about what somebody else did 5,000 years ago. And make yourself feel good with this rhetoric. I want to send a message to our young brothers and sisters. I want to send a message. I'm going to say that again. I want to send a message to our young brothers and sisters. Some of you may not even be born yet. What? Man, where you going? I do not want to talk. I mean, I have no choice. I don't want to talk to these who are alive with me right now. Because there's an old saying that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You have a collective of descendants of slaves born in America, and you are caught up in a certain mindset. You are caught up in doing things a certain way. And you or your mind is not open to new ideas, new strategy. So all over YouTube, you hear the same thing over and over again. I'm a black Muslim. I'm a Christian. I'm a Hebrew. I'm an RBG. I'm a same stuff. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. The same stuff over and over again, and there's no evolution. There's no change. There's no adaptability. Because if there was adaptability, then there you would find unification among the RBG, unification among the Muslim and the Christians and agnostics and with all that stuff that the Africans and the Aboriginals, you will find unity in those things, but you don't. And the only way the so-called Negro, the only way soul brothers and sisters can come up from out of this condition that we find ourselves in is through some form of unification, but the present ones that are alive with me now are not interested. So I don't want to talk to your ass. I don't want to talk to my cheerleaders. I don't need nobody cheerleading me. I don't need nobody to say, preach Taalik, preach, and go Taalik, go. I need your ass on the battlefield carrying a sign, propagating this mission that I presented to us, which we call Operation Exodus Mississippi. That's what I need. But you don't want to do that. And that's fine. So we don't need to talk. But you can listen. I want to talk to those outside of the lost, the so-called conscious, the so-called awakened, the so-called awakened that keep walking right into doors, right into chairs. The so-called awakened that is blind as a damn bat. So I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean.
Any message has arrived.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But I don't know how long a time I have to live. And I don't need to be wasting my voice on those who don't want to do a damn thing. I don't want to be wasting my voice on those it's over for you. Your destiny is a mass grave. Your destiny, you have none, except what you have right now, which is a comfortable Negro slave. That's what you have. And that's what you like, that's what you get, so be happy. So I want to talk to our children. Stop listening to your crazy ass elders. Your elders are going nowhere. They have done nothing since the civil rights movement. They keep doing the same stuff, saying the same thing. Powernomics, generational wealth. Let's go back to Africa. The same stuff over and over and over again. Have they created generational wealth? No. Have they went back to Africa? No. They have not done nothing at all. And continue to say and do the same thing over and over again. They are waiting for the next Black Panther movie so they can get hyped up again on a cartoon character. Black Power family, waiting on spaceships, waiting on divine beings from the sky, waiting for some miracle. Because they know this redundancy that they have going on ain't going nowhere. But it makes them feel good. How does it feel good? And there's no change. It's the same stuff over and over again. I got to make this quick because I got to get out of here. I thought I was going to have a little time, but it looks like I don't. So I'm going to have to try to roll through this real quick. Hold on a second. Okay. I got that rant off my chest. Let's get serious. I want to talk to young folks. Stop listening. I'm going to tell you again, younger people. Stop listening to your elders. You need to look inside yourself. And if you believe in God, then you need to ask God for something outside of your elders, because your elders is taking you straight to hell. Your elders are taking you straight to a mass grave. Your elders are lazy. Your elders are arrogant. They think they know it all, but don't have a pot to piss in. Let me tell you something, young people, young brothers and sisters. Those whose minds are able to look beyond the redundant black conscious, black first, unapology, black, which is not getting you nowhere. All the melanin you got is not changing your condition. That's a fact. All the black supremacy you got is not changing nothing for you. I want to tell you something, but look. First of all, you don't tell your enemy your plans. Rule. This is a rule. You do not tell your enemies your plans. You need the element of surprise. You don't tell nobody that you're going to throw a right fist so they can block it. Right? Y'all who follow boxing, or those y'all just had a good time with the Super Bowl, a quarterback is going to do everything he can so he don't tell his opponents where he's getting ready to launch that football. You need the element of surprise in order to win the game. So I can't sit here and just tell you everything in the public arena. I need to have you in private and give you an idea of exactly what you need to do. But your brain, if you use your brain, the only thing I have to do is just give you an idea. You should be able to run with it. But you can't run with it because you're following your elders who are in the quicksand of first black, unapology black, blackity black, the melanated black, the Kemetic black, and all these blacks that's not getting them nowhere. That's keeping them in the red and not in the black. You want better, but you don't know how to get it. You want better, but you don't know how to get it. Not really, you don't. You know how to make yourself feel good, but you really don't know how to get what you want. And probably that's because you really don't know what you want. What are we talking about? What are we wasting our time gossiping about? Oh, Cynthia G. Baby. Cynthia G and Robert Perkins is having a baby. Okay, fine. Liam Neeson, that white boy, that pink guy, he said that some black man did something to one of his relatives or whatever. I'm gonna go out and kill me a nigger. That's Liam. That's what y'all talking about. Y'all talking about Jesus is coming back. You're talking about John Henry Clark and Dr. Ben, all the history books y'all read. You're talking about Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X. You're talking about Zaza Ali and Brother Polite scamming and Taalik scamming. That's the type of stuff. You're talking about your melanin, and you need to get with your 7 chakras and whatever and become more spiritual. You want to talk about how African you are? Good subjects. Nice. If you want to waste your time. If you want a distraction from what you claim that you want, you say that you want liberation. What does Cynthia G and Robert Perkins have a baby? What does that have to do with liberation? What some Peckerwood talk about, I want to kill a black man? They've been talking that stuff for 400 years. What has that to do? What has that got to do with your liberation? What are you learning in your history books and your religious teaching? All these things that you put in your mind, what has they to do with your liberation? Absolutely nothing. You want liberation. You want to change. The problem is, you really don't know what liberation is. You can't comprehend. You don't know what it is. You want it, but you really don't know what it is. You have never been free. The only life that you ever know is living with the racist Caucasian people of America. You never known a life outside of that. And that's why you can spend your time talking about Cynthia G. Baby and Zaza Ali and Sonetta TV and whatever. You wasting your time. That's why it's easy to distract you from the prize. Because you really don't know what it is. It sounds good. I want to be liberated. I want my own nation. You never had your own nation. You've never been liberated. You've always been a slave. You can talk about Kemet all you want and ancient Ethiopia or whatever else that you want to talk to. The only thing you've ever known is slavery. All the other stuff that you talk about, excuse me, all the other stuff that you talk about come from out of a book that somebody wrote. And you can write a story any way that you feel like you want it for that story to sound. When it comes to liberation, you got 2 factors here. Physical freedom. You already got a little bit of physical freedom. You already have that. So once you get 1,000% physical freedom, that's good. That's good. But in order to be liberated, not only do you become physically free, but you must become mentally free. And your problem is all these things that we love and caught up, our religious teachings, our Africanness, our aboriginalness, our RBG-ness, our more this, all this stuff that we talk about, all this stuff that we love and enjoy, this stuff does not liberate us. The only thing you did was go from one slave master to another. That's the only thing you've done. You went from one kind of confinement to another. It does not liberate you. The only thing you've done is change your form of enslavement. That's all that you've done. So you're not liberated. So the only thing you're doing is going from one problem to another. That's the only thing that you're doing. When you come here and I speak of liberation, I am speaking of 1,000% liberation, physical and mental. You are not to be a servant to nobody. You're not going to serve no God. You're not going to serve no aliens, no spooks, no demons, no nothing. No other people. It's 1,000% liberation or it's nothing at all. And we who are the descendants of slaves born in America, you don't deserve nothing less. Your days of being a damn slave is over. Excuse me. Now look. How you doing, Syrian? How you doing, Universal Moore? I want to give you an idea of something. Karate. How many of you know karate? You've taken karate lessons. Karate. Okay, Universal. Karate. Anybody that knows anything about karate or the martial arts is that in martial arts, you can be a small person, but you can use the energy of the large person against him or herself. So in martial arts, you see many very small people able to handle people twice or three times bigger than them. Because you are using their energy against them, their weight against them. I want to say this real quick because really I gotta go. But I want to just make this. I just want to make this point. Excuse me. Still trying to shake off this cold. Look, the Black Panther Party gave us a clue to what we really should be doing. It's not all about guns. It's not all about knives and weapons. But the Black Panther Party, found something in the law that they could take advantage of. And of course, they took the guns and was able to run around. Very nice, very nice. And that's what I want to present to us. You have an enemy, and you are small. You cannot deal with this enemy with a gun, with a knife. You cannot deal with this enemy on that level. We know that. So you're going to have to find something in that enemy that you can use against that enemy. Excuse me. Do you know the law? This is what we don't understand. Look, the Black Panthers done it, but they should have. They didn't know. But see, by studying the Black Panthers, what I can see is that you can go into law, and not only the Black Panthers. I'm using myself as an example. Do you know the reason why Do you know the reason why I'm able to talk to you? I'm able to talk to you because I use the law against my enemies. I went into the law books that they wrote. I was in a mental facility. I went and studied the policy and the procedures of the facility that I was incarcerated in. I studied the law and I flipped it and turned it against them. And there's nothing that they could do for it. What did they have to do? What did they have to do when it came to the Black Panthers? The devils had to go in and change their law. Now, can you imagine if you forced these Peckerwoods to change the law every day? Make them change the law every day. But see, the thing about law is subject to interpretation. Law is subject to interpretation. And you keep them in their courts, and you keep them busy. And see, there are other avenues that you can use. Not only their laws, there's a lot of things at your disposal that y'all just don't use because y'all caught up in all this blackity black conscience, first black, and you have a warped sense of how to deal with your enemy. You have a warped sense of what liberation is. And so you can't think. I am free. The reason why I'm talking to you right now is because I took advantage of the law. Some of you have problems on your job and you have not even read your employee handbook. A lot of times these employers, they violate their own policy, but you don't know because you haven't even looked at the employee handbook since you was hired. Now you need to know because they want to terminate you, but you don't even know if they can or not really based on their own policy. But again, I'm not going to sit here and I cannot come in the public and tell us all the things that we could do against this vicious enemy. And there's nothing they can do. Everything you do is legal. Everything you do, there's a legal way of protesting. There's a legal way of disturbing the peace. And you don't even have to leave your house. Do you understand? So I don't want to talk to these old heads. I don't want to talk to pro-black. Pro-black, black conscious, first black, all this other stuff. You teaching Universal more? Absolutely. You right on point. Syrian, listen to Universal more, right on point. But I just wanted to bring that to you. I just wanted to bring that to us, the younger people, and those who come here and your eyes really are awakened. But if your eyes are really awakened, if your mind is really awakened, then you know how important that the Mississippi campaign really is. It has all the elements that we need to really change this. Change this and turn this whole thing around for us. You can believe in God. You can believe in blackity black. Oh, they don't mean nothing. Excuse me. The problem is we're not acting in an appropriate manner. You have to act in an appropriate manner. when you act in the appropriate manner, you will get the right results. As long as I was not doing what I really needed to do, I was locked up. There's nothing I could do. But as soon as I learned, got the right knowledge, and did things appropriately, now I am here to speak with you. So those of you who believe in God, then you need to know that I am a blessing from God to us. Otherwise, I will still be rotting in a damn mental facility somewhere. And when you hear me talk, I'm not a crazy man. I'm not a crazy man. I'm not insane. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I learned my lesson when I was locked up. I learned my lesson when I look at the Black Panther Party and the Nation of Islam and the Moors, Marcus Garvey. I've learned the lesson. Learn the lesson. Learn the lesson so that you can get this job done. Thank you, brother. Thank all of you who have come to listen for these few minutes, because I really got to go. I really enjoyed being with us. But hopefully this weekend, maybe we can get together and for the sake of our future generations, our babies. I mean, just for myself, I do not want to die being pathetic. I want you to put on my grave, this brother did everything he could and was a real fighter all the way to the end. I don't give a damn about Cynthia G having a baby.